What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls with D Hall, a wrestling podcast. Today, it is my favorite episode of the year, my favorite project, the WPIAL Preseason Preview. So pumped up to release this to you guys. Just right off the bat, we're doing it a little bit different than we did last year. Last year, I had them all together on one. It was like 3 hours long. It was a lot. This year, I'm changing it up. Each single team is going to have their own little video, their own little episode of the pod. So you won't have to sift through all the other stuff. Super excited for that. We talked to all these different coaches, man. I had 30 guys come on from across AA and AAA, which shattered my goals for this year, which is awesome. So yeah, man, I'm just super excited to release this to you guys. It was a lot of fun. These coaches were open and honest. They had great insight, and for me, man, just to sit down and listen to these guys talk about what they're wrestling, there's not much better in my world. So without further ado, here is the WPIAL Preseason Preview. Thank you, guys. Love Jens. As always, brought to you by Switch Custom Apparel.
Welcome to the Near Falls WPIAL Show, where Dial and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny D, WPIAL, yeah, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to suit your soul, because it's Near Falls in the WPIAL.
Joining me now on the call, we have head coach from Fort Cherry High School, Doug Lefevre. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
And I got that right. I had to ask on that one. I will say I had to ask. I was not certain on that one. But man, so excited to have you on. Me being a West Allegheny boy, Fort Cherry, right across the border there, man, over in Washington County.
I appreciate it.
So much to get into, my friend. So much to get into. Oh, hi, puppy. What's up?
All of a sudden, she wants attention.
Of course, yeah, she knows. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So first things first, my friend. Let's start off. Alumni. Who's out there wrestling? What doing things other than wrestling? What's going on with your alumni?
Right now, mostly Robbie West is in his third year at Lycoming. Said to be this. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the 285 starter this year. So far, looking really good. I think he went 3-0 down at Waynesburg, some duels, and I think maybe second at W&J. But yeah, he's doing real well. He's got big. I don't know what he's up to.
I was going to say, I don't remember him being a heavyweight. So what did he wrestle in high school?
Well, he was 215 his last 2 years with us.
Okay.
And it was kind of a joke around the locker room how he never really had to cut weight or anything like that. He'd always be eating like crazy day of weigh-ins and stuff like that. Guys would give him a hard time, but yeah. So he's worked hard, putting on weight and putting on muscle, and seems to be doing really well. I hadn't got a chance to see him this year. I got a chance last year, but yeah, he's doing real well. And they had a really good heavyweight his first 2 years there.
Nice.
Krebs, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's took over this year. Seems to be doing really well. A couple other kids from his class. His class is the one we lost our postseason that year because of COVID. Yep. So a couple other kids from his year. And this year, Sutton is actually trying to get back into wrestling up in Slippery Rock, but I got the club. And then Jake Tack joined the Navy straight from high school, and he actually got accepted in the Naval Academy.
That's awesome.
So he's at the prep school right now, and he's once he gets in the Naval Academy, he's gonna at least try to get in the room and practice with Navy.
Hey man, Pennsylvania, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and he's heard me talk about Colad enough to be interested to buy about it. So I hope he does. I mean, he's both good kids. That was a very good class. Careful, shit.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Okay, moving on into this team. You have some really, really big studs coming back. Super excited to get into those guys. But let's talk about your coaching staff. Who's leading these guys that we're about to talk about?
Well, we'll have Corey Gary's going to be my main assistant when we get him back in a few weeks. And it's Nick Candelora, as I've talked to you before about.
Nicky C.
One of our assistants. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a character. Fun to have in the room for sure.
He's the best.
And Jake Temple, as you know, he's not living in the area anymore. He's actually helping out with Norwin, but he's
I
going to
did
help
hear
us when
that.
he can. Yeah, he's going to help us out when he can. And Todd Martinick's another guy who's been with us for years. Same situation. He makes it when he can. We got spoiled a few years ago. We had Jake and Todd were there every single day. Nikki there a lot. Corey there every day. So it was a fun time having all that help in the room. And I mean, they want to be there. They make it as much as they can, but you know, life gets in the way. But we got a good little group. Our junior high. We got the Eilers they were at Canamac many years ago. Their boys, they ran our youth for a long time, and their boys are up in 7th grade. So I got those guys running our junior high. Now that we have official girls team, our longtime junior high coach Brandon Schreier and me helped with the girls last year, and we were able to move Brandon up to varsity girls. So he's going to be doing that, and we got Steve as the head coach of junior high. It's a good group. We all help out in each other's room. I mean, we do the best we can, help each other out. It makes everything better, makes everything easier. A lot more experience, different views. So I do like the core we have as far as from junior high to the girls to varsity.
That's awesome, man. Very good stuff. I love that you guys have a girls program. Talk about that. Talk about the launch of that, and why was that something that you guys felt that you needed to get done?
It was my AD, Tom Scarpone. He kind of pushed it. We got a couple girls up a couple years ago. They actually moved here from Texas like around December, and they had wrestled there. And we've had a few girls in the room here and there, but I mean none that really stuck. Well, these girls stuck, and they were a big part of our team. I mean, fun to have in the room and fun to get to know them. And as it was getting pushed throughout the state, my AD was all about it. So we pushed for it, and we got it that summer. And we had a nice little group last year. I think we had like 6 girls, but 2 graduated, 1 didn't come back. But we made the co-op with Avella. So right now we're looking at 5-6 girls, and we only got 2 in junior high at the moment. I know Avella's got a good bit in junior high. I'm not sure exactly, like 3 or 4, maybe a little bit more. But our youth program's doing really well as far as the girls. We had 3 girls placed at PJWs last year. 1 placed 2nd, 4th, and 5th.
That's awesome.
And I think right now they're at least 12 girls in the youth right now. So it might be a couple down years because 2 of the girls are seniors this year. But so hopefully we keep this going with Bella and keep growing. But yeah, we might have a little bit down years for a couple years, but hopefully all these girls that come through youth and get them through junior high, because it is exciting. I mean, it's exciting to be part of something different. You don't get that opportunity every once in a while when it comes to high school sports to be a part of something new. So I mean, we're interested to see how it's going to go and how they're going to run Hershey this year with the girls being involved. So I mean, hey, the more wrestling, can't beat that. So
no doubt about it, man. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Okay, how's the off-season program going for you guys?
It's going good. We try to stay consistent. We try to give the kids chances to get in the weight room, get in the wrestling room throughout the summer. We probably usually start maybe the end of the school year, maybe early summer we'll start, and 2 days a week to start out. And it's any small school, it's tough because most of our kids are 3-sport athletes, 2-sport athletes. Kids playing baseball, girls playing softball. And then about halfway through the summer, of course, football ramps up with their lifting and stuff. But we stay pretty consistent. We got a nice little 7th grade class coming in, and that made up a lot of our kids that were coming, lifting, and wrestling around. And same with girls. We had probably 2-3 girls every time we have lifting or open mat. So we do what we can as far as giving them that opportunity. My schedule is usually pretty flexible. Same with Brandon Schreier. So we're there a lot. I mean, we should get more participation, of course, but I mean, it's just the way things are.
No doubt. And I'd be remiss not to talk about the run that the football squad is on, man. The Gary boys, they got something cooking over there, man. It's really special. We talked a little bit before we hit the record button, but man, what do they got going on? So they're in the finals, right? And Southside Beavers.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be a hell of a game.
Washington County action, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be
liking that.
A very good game. I've heard a lot of good things about Southside. They're tough. I mean, we're tough. been around those kids for a long time. This senior class is the class. Whenever I moved back here, they were all the biggest part of our youth program. They were all 9, 10 years old, and they made up the majority of the room. So I've known a lot of those kids for a long time. So I'm not really surprised by
Yeah,
how
man.
well they're doing. I mean, it's just
And they're
a
getting
really,
led
really
by
great.
that crew, man. The Gary boys.
Oh
I
yeah,
had to
oh
throw a little shout out, man. That they're my age. You
yeah,
know, the big Corey used to beat me up pretty good, man. When he would come over and practice, I'm like, oh man, I'm in for a
yeah.
battle today. When Corey would walk through the room, you know.
I can
But
only
yeah,
imagine.
Tanner was tough as can be too, man. I
Yeah.
enjoyed watching those guys and Sam Guidi and
Oh, yeah.
Gary Kiefer and that crew, man. That was a fun squad to watch
Yeah, I
whenever I
bet
was
it
in high school.
was. I was
So
upset that I missed it, but yeah, they're
yeah,
great family. I mean,
yep.
my dad played for Jim Gary. I
Mm.
was 100 pounds as a freshman, so I didn't stop playing football before high school. But I've been around my Timmy Gary. Just a great family, great people, and yeah, I mean, everybody got excited as soon as Tanner got the job. I mean, we
Yeah,
knew
man.
the kids that he had to work with, so we knew the opportunity was there, and I mean, they've definitely seized it, and I mean, it's exciting for the whole community. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on? I'm how excited everybody. I'm not surprised, but I mean, this community is just really amped up for Friday, and I know it's going to be a good one. I wouldn't bet against them. That's for damn sure.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, back into some wrestling stuff. Leaders, man, who are you leaning on to help guide this squad? Obviously, you have your hammer Anthony Welsh, who's coming back with a state medal.
You got that mixed up.
I did. I'm sorry.
Anthony
What did I say?
Salvini and Welsh.
My bad. Anthony
Well,
Welsh
speaking of
wrestled for best center back in the day, right?
right,
So
and
Tony.
actually, you reminded me. I meant to bring that up. We might have Tony Welsh helping as well. He's going to try to
Look
come
at
up like
that.
once a week and work out with
See, I
Brandon
was going to
Anthony.
edit
Those
that, and
guys.
that's who I was talking about. And I'm not even going to
There
edit
we
it
go.
out. Sometimes you got to make mistakes
No,
and,
that's fine.
and
That's
live with it,
fine.
my friend. But
Yeah.
talk about your main man Welsh. Talk about your captains, and he obviously made a big commitment this offseason,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah. He had a hell of a
you know,
summer.
yeah, man,
Him
very
and
good stuff.
him and Anthony Salvini did a lot of wrestling over the summer. They both went Super 32. Braden went to Fargo, U.S. Open, the NHSCA duels. So I mean, he went all in, and Anthony, he did what he could work. He worked around football and stuff. Went Super
Mm-hmm.
32. Went to a lot of duels in the area. Whatever tournaments he could. He went to the qualifier, Super 32 qualifier at Bethel. So yeah, he was looking really good. We've always given him a hard time. Not very active and neutral, but he's really picking it up. And yeah, you
Awesome.
can't say enough about Braden and his commitment. I mean, but as far as leaders, like I said, we got a huge senior class this year, made up of all those kids that I've been around and known for so long. And so I mean, I expect most of them to really be leaders and be vocal in the room. But for the most part, Lou Ryan and Anthony Salvini are two guys that I really expect to push everybody, to push the kids, and really just be the ones I go to get things moving and take care of any issues in the room and get these kids really focused on the season. And it's going to be tough. I mean, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to see most of those guys. I don't know when I'm going to get those guys in the room. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what some of their weights are at the moment. So it's in limbo, but I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Good thing we wrestle for the medals in March, right, my friend?
Yeah, that's very true. And actually,
what I mean?
I knew last year I wasn't going to go back to Chartiers this year because I knew I had a few. I mean, they did well last year. I knew this year would probably be better, so I didn't want to try to start our season at Chartiers. So gives us at least a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. And we'll see what happens come Friday. They can push through to the next round. Okay. Freshmen, anyone we need to keep our eye on that might create some waves?
Most likely the only freshman we're going to bring up is Chaz Rush, and I definitely expect very good things from him. I believe he's looking tough. He's going to be in our middle weights, 52, maybe 45. So
you seem to find those middleweight guys, and they just ascend as bigger weight guys. That's the last couple of years, man. Tough.
Yeah, it is. I think he's going to do really well, though. I mean, that's a tough weight. It's tough if you're not a lighter weight. Any weight's tough for freshmen,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, he's a tough kid, works hard, been wrestling a long time, so I think he'll be all right.
Awesome stuff. Okay, next thing I have on the dock, room games. What do you guys get into? Dodgeball, kickball. What's your specialty?
They like scatterball the most.
Okay.
It gets a little hectic at times, but that's what they like the most. We try to find some new things, but that's the biggest thing. That's what they like. That's their go-to. They try to do it as often as they can. Try to twist my arm to let them do it even more.
Okay, Coach. You touched on it a little bit. You pulled out of Chartiers Houston, figuring that the football team would be doing what they are currently doing. But what's the rest of the schedule look like? How are you going to try to get these guys back on the mat and get them prepared for March?
Well, that's the thing. We start out with West Green at home, and that's going to be the day before the state final football game. So we'll see what happens there. But then we got Moon Duels that weekend. I like the duels. I mean, get our kids more matches. I hate jumping into tournaments right away. Like, we're gonna have a good bit of experience. Kids in our rooms, kids first time varsity, few that hadn't wrestled much at all. So definitely like trying to get them into some duels. At least we're getting matches. And then we're got to invite to Powerade this year. Wanted to get some of our older kids in there. Some with aspirations as far as college goes, get that experience. So we'll be doing that. Trying to get in the JV tournament around Christmas as well. Like I said, a lot of inexperience, a lot of underclassmen. We're mainly sophomores and seniors for the most part, with probably a couple juniors and the one freshman. So I want to get an early JV tournament, try to get those guys that experience, and then of course Tricata, all of our section matches coming up, and then we're going back to Grove City, which was our first year.
Red Bell tournament.
Yeah, that was a hell of a tournament. That was our first year back there, and then we had to jump out of Southmoreland because of Powerade. So I got to send Mercer middle of January. That'll be our first time there as well. So just try to not give too much of a break.
You're not the first person I've talked to, my friend, that's sneaking up to that little District 10 area. There's some tough schools up there, man. Reynolds, Hickory, and you got the schools right across the border over there in Ohio. It's like I always said, like I have a camp up north, so I drive through that area and I'll send, videos and pictures to Mason Gibson. And it's like, I like this little area, man. It's tough. There's some tough kids come through there.
It really is. And we won't get to see those kids. I mean, I want to try to get to Bedford eventually, because I mean that's where we used to always go and get to see those 5 and 6 kids. But
right,
I mean, get a chance to see the District 9 and 10 guys you wouldn't get to see until states. So I mean, a new competition is great, and it's nice to get someone where plus we just started a couple years ago going and staying the night, and I think it's good for the team. I think there's not too much hijinks that goes on, so it's a fun time to get away. The kids seem to enjoy it.
That's good. Okay, social medias. How can we follow your squad this year?
We got Instagram for both the high school and the varsity and the girls. I think the the wrestling one's FC Rangers Wrestling, and the girls is Rangers Girls Wrestling. And then we got Facebook pages for them as well. Just Fort Cherry Rangers Wrestling for our overall program, and then FC Girls Wrestling for the girls. Try to post a lot in both. Definitely during the season, updates and different things that we do. But hopefully it helps. Hopefully it keeps community involved. Hopefully it tries to drum up more interest, especially as far as the girls.
Get the alumni involved. It's good stuff, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And we do a lot of fundraisers, so one way we introduce that.
All right, Coach. My last question before my last question. First time I've ever had you on. Favorite near fall or pin you've ever been a part of?
Near fall or pin been a part of as a wrestler?
Yeah. So I asked the question. It can go different directions. Like you're coaching a kid, finally gets over the hump, sticks a dude, or gets a big near fall to beat someone. You beat someone in your days that changed your career. So, as you're chewing on that, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So mine, when I was a junior. We were wrestling quarterfinals at, I want to say Peters Township, but I might be wrong. Maybe Connellsville. But I stuck a dude in this to win and send us to the quarters. So that was cool. Or maybe it was the second round, one of the two. But that was like mine. So it could be whatever, man. I watched also, dudes beat guys I never thought that was chance. So.
No, that definitely happens. I can think, I guess, not to mention it, two come to mind. Jake Tack, probably his junior, senior year. Ryan Green used to take it to him from Burgerstown. And, I mean, Jake would give up a 5-point move early on, be down like 7-1, something like that, and he'd chip away, and it never failed. But he'd get him in a guillotine towards in the third period at one point and put him to his back and pin him. I swear it happened twice, if not 3 times, and I remember that being pretty exciting. And we wrestled Jeff Morgan for third. The last time they did the subsections, wrestling each other for when they used to have the 6 sections. Wrestled Jeff Morgan for third, and it was a close match. And the Sean Sutton, it was a close match, very close match, and a tough kid. I think it was one of the Guzmans maybe from Jeff Morgan. I could be wrong, but I can't remember exactly how it went down. But it was I think he got the pin with like maybe a second left, maybe 2 seconds left, and that helped us take third place in the section A. So that was an exciting one that I remember.
Good stuff, man. Okay. Anything or anyone you want to shout out before I leave you
go? Just to thank you to our coaches. Like I said, I really enjoy this group. We all, push each other and help each other, and just the school and all in general. AAD's been a ton of help as far as the program goes and as far as getting the girls going. And I guess that's about all I got. I appreciate you having me. It's good to. It's getting exciting. It's kind of hard with football still going on and being in limbo, but knowing that wrestling's right around the corner and seeing the interviews you've been doing, it's getting real. So it's hard to believe. It seems like it's sneaking up on me, but we're excited.
You're telling me, my friend. I looked at the schedule and said Chartiers Houston's next Friday. Oh shit! I got to get my butt moving. About
that today. I'm gonna come watch for sure, but I just can't believe it's almost a week away. The first real competition starting. So I still got a ton of kids to get hydration testing through. So, but yeah, it's exciting, and I can't wait. And every year it seems like it takes forever to get here, and before you know it, we're in March and we're getting ready for regionals or WPIALs or states. It seems like it takes a while, but then all of a sudden it's just over, and we're right here and waiting again.
You got me excited, my friend. Let's go. I can't wait to see you. I'll shout you out, and I'll see you at one of the tournaments, my friend.
Sounds good.
I'll have some gear for you, and I need some of that Rangers gear. I'm too close not to have some Rangers gear.
What size?
Extra large.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
My man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, bud. I appreciate it.